towards the end of my time as a student at art school, I was in a pub in Bloomsbury, and the Slade professor, Sir William Coldstream, was in there, and he came across to me. He knew I was leaving, and he said, can I give you a word of advice? Never get married and never have children if you want to continue as an artist. Which is a strange thing for him to say, because he'd been married 3 times and he got lots of children, and he was a famous artist himself. So I didn't take any notice of that bit, but I didn't take notice of something else he said later, and I was reminded of it, because he said, remember, Vaughan, if you ever feel lost and rather down in the mouth and don't know what to do, remember you've always got your art. It's the most important thing for you to cling on to. You'll never drown if you remember that. Well, in 1978, I thought that I was, because although I was driving up to Nottingham and back on Fridays in my red BMW company car, I was unhappy at work. I was teaching in a dead-end job. I thought it was a teacher training college where the staff seemed even more stupid than the students. And it was also bad because I'd advised them a couple of years before to set up an art teacher certificate for students who had done degrees in art and design who wanted to come to London, and give them all studio space, and then they can practice what they preach. They can make art, and they can also teach art. And I thought with the combination of the two, it would be a great thing. You have lots of applications. And in fact they did. They took the idea up and took it up. The only problem was they put a Dumbo in charge of it. And he really ran it into the ground with no studio space or anything. So it wasn't a nice environment to be in. Anyway, this was also the year of the Bee Gees with the Saturday Night Fever, so there's some good things happening. And I used to listen to the Bee Gees on the radio going up there. And I thought the film, actually, Saturday Night Fever, was a bit of a bubblegum film, but I saw it again a couple of years ago, and it's actually quite a moving film. It's better than I thought it was at the first time. But the best thing about it, of course, was the music. And, the famous, staying alive. Piece of music in the film, I thought, is the one at the end, is How Deep Is Your Love, and it had some words in it which I remembered, and I'll sing them in a minute, try to, and it reminded me to get back to my art, and in fact, which I did, and it was believe in you, you know you're the door to my very soul. You're the light in my deepest, darkest hour. You're my saviour when I fall. And you may not think I care for you when you know down inside that I really do. And it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? Stuck into my art during this crisis, and the other thing was the sun started to come out, and I know your eyes in the morning sun, I feel you touch me in the pouring rain, but the sun started to come out for me because that course, the chap who had been running it into the ground, he suddenly left, and I was put in charge of it, and that summer I ripped out all the crap he got in there, empty out the studios, so they're completely big white studios, so each of the students would have studio space, and I got them all organised so the students went out to interesting schools ranging from comprehensive schools in the East End to Eton College and art colleges and all sorts. They had teaching experience all over the place, and it was the most enjoyable job I've ever had running that. For 5 years I ran it, until 1983 when it was closed down, sadly, not by me. But it was a very happy time, that was, and then on Midsummer Night, 1978, my first child was born. Pinny was born. I'm a believer in you. You know you're the door to my very soul. You're the light in my deepest, darkest hour. You're my saviour when I fall. And you may not think I care for you when you know down inside that I really do. And it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? Later that year, I had my first show at the Whitechapel Gallery in London, and things turned the corner. And that Christmas, there's only one downside, and that was that red BMW wasn't really suitable for a family man. So I was quite happy to change it for a Ford Cortina Estate.